Hello and good morning, YouTube. How are you? My name is Vac, and we're here today to play some Marvel Strike Force. You found your way to Mortytown TV. As I said, we're a Marvel Strike Force alliance, but we're called the Mortytown Locos, hence the name for the show. And if you'll just give me just 1 second, we will get ourselves rolling, put out a few alerts, and get started, because we've got a war to win. War to win. Yep. Oop, thought I had that muted. My apologies. Alright. A little trip to Discord real quick. Put a link up for the Mortys. So, time to get it started. If you're crawling here from some corner of the internet and you're new, my name is Vac. We play Marvel Strike Force. I am a top 100 player in the game, at least last time I checked. Coming in at about 10 million collection power, 10.1. Slowly but surely, getting up the chain there. We're 83 overall in the game, as far as collection power. Alright, I would like to I'm curious, I want to take a look at how far I fell in arena. And I didn't go anywhere all night long. Now, it's the same thing that happened yesterday, so when people start playing today, we'll see. I am experimenting, now that they've made some bug fixes and etc. I'm experimenting with a full Black Order. I have a really good Black Order, you know, about 500k. And since they seem to be trying to fix them to make good on their word about them being an arena team, I've been trying to use them in that spirit and see how they do. They did not test very well that first week or so, and a few bug fixes to certain characters has made a profound difference. So we're waiting to see how it goes, see how it all shakes out, basically. So no, we don't have to mess with arena right now. We're going to go ahead and we're going to grab our 2 free orbs, just to get those regenerating. They're not worth much. Nobody needs this shard. You know, I don't need these shards, but it's still good to grab them. You can make a little gold off of it. We need to get going, get our attacks in on the war, knock out our raids, etc., so that we can try to get as many blitz rotations in as possible before I have to shut the stream off and go out there into the world and be a real person, right? So, because we definitely want to get as many Ironheart shards as we can from this blitz. I got 2 stars left to get on her. 3 left on Domino, but I got 2 red stars to build up on Domino, so I'm pretty excited about that. So it looks like we are slightly behind in the war. Let's get a good look at what's going on. And that's all right. You know, we're pretty good at winning alarm clocks. So if we have a look at what our offense has done, it looks like they've backfilled beautifully. They did drop reactor. They took everything I've asked from them, and I have to admit, I thought we would probably be ahead. So I'm going to have a look at defense on the other side here, just to see what's going on. They have dropped our reactor. They're about halfway through our bridge, but man, it looks very unlikely that they're going to take an entire another room. They're working on it. They might. Right, but I doubt they take bridge, right? So let's see what we can do here. Look, so we need to go ahead and make a call then on what's going to be the easiest place to attack here. So I'm going to start looking at real quick I'm just going to pull names up over here where you can't see them, and then I'm going to kind of have a look-see right here down the participation list, and we're going to get an idea of which one of these rooms is the weakest, and that's the one we should attack, because I mean it kind of doesn't really matter at this point. So I'm looking for J-Rock and Freedom. J-Rock is 4.3. I do notice that most of these alliances we fight have less variance in TCP than we do, but man, our friends are our friends. That's just the way it's going to fucking be. So Freedom's 3.5. This is a pretty easy room right here, Barracks. I'm sorry that I didn't call. I figured it was probably over here on the other side, and I didn't call it because I figured, okay, we'll just leave Barracks alone. We got a lot of rooms to backfill, but Night Shift did a great job backfilling. So anyway, 3.5 and 4 in that room. Security has AIM and Easy E. That's AEM for AIM. So see, Easy E is 5 mil. This is a little harder, it looks like. And let's take a look at AIM real quick. Where are you at, AIM? Where are you at? AIM. There you go. And he's 4.4. So definitely Barracks would be a little easier than Security. We're going to take a look at Hangar, but we have to bear in mind Hangar has a security buff. Commander Wolf and Digger. Commander Wolf, that sounds tough. He's Commander Wolf. He's got 4.6 million TCP. Now we're looking for Digger. Digger does not sound as tough. And he's not. 4.6 to 4.0. Still leaning toward Barracks. And then we'll take a look at Flight Deck 1 really quick, because I imagine they got some weak people in there. And that's Commander Dong, because they were trying to bait us down this path, as I recall. Commander Dong's 3.6, and Vreed, who is 3.8. So that does make that the weakest room, and that's the one we're going to call. So, Flight Deck 1, Morty, full clear. So, we need to get ourselves involved in this. And unfortunately, as you'll see here, Flight Deck 1 does not have a great candidate for VAC to target, right? But this is the room we want to take. So I'd rather do massive punch downs than go attack a bigger team somewhere else, because we really want to try to drop this room to get ourselves into anywhere close to a competitive range on points. And we got 30 minutes to do so. So we're going to need to start attacking in pretty short order. I'm going to swap the window over to Baxos, who's probably going to be a little more appropriate to attack a team like a 70K, Sinister Six. He probably will have a little bit more appropriate of a team. In fact, we'll take this Proto X team right here. And hopefully that should be enough to take down a 71K. And then I'm going to just, over here on VAC, man, I'm just going to go ahead and pick the biggest team, which is this, no, JD's on that. So I'm going to just hold VAC for a minute, but I need to get on him quick. Well, no, I've only got 3 attacks to make. I did put in a few before bed. I forgot about that 130K freaking Captain Marvel. Oh, that was, I had nightmares about that bitch. Oh, shit. I probably shouldn't talk like that. And I don't mean to refer to women in such a fashion. Just Danvers, and only when I have to face her in Marvel. That was quite a task. I was really foreseeing her putting it on us bad for a while there. And she did. 130K, you know, she's healing herself every turn. Like, I ended up having to waste an entire AIM team with 2 7 Red Star characters on it, just to, you know, just to take her down. I had to, you know, like, there was no way I could go in there with characters that were 30, 40K and expect to stand up to her. Not that I have many characters at that range. I'm just saying, my weaker teams, I don't think my AIM team would, I don't think my hand team would have gone in there and done well against her. So we're gonna go after. Typically, Vulture does the most damage on this team and is the guy you should focus if you can. followed by Green Goblin. Don't sleep on Green Goblin. This one's probably not very well developed, obviously, but he is a fantastic. So we're going to hold the special because we're probably going to need it to. Clear a taunt here in a second, but we really want to hit on Green Goblin. And there's that taunt. That ultimate, man, when you jack that ultimate, it does more damage than you would think. We're going to go ahead and throw that out there. Yeah. Get all Wolvie in his face. We may not have to clear this taunt after all. This is a pretty weak team. So we'll just lay the big boom there, roll back his speed bar. Make sure he's not going to get, well, he will get a turn. Yeah, the best laid plans. So there we go. And there is 150K. Behind that, there is a 150K Merc team. So we're still not reaching anything in the level of dangerous. I've got 3 attacks to make on Vax. I need to make sure I give myself at least 15 minutes to do that. All right, that's one more team down. So JD took care of the far left team there. So now we're looking at that opened up an even weaker Kree team. Man, where are my Mortys at? I need this team. I need this whole thing going. And these are some weak ass teams. But you can't ask everybody to have enough dedication to a mobile game to be waking up at 8 in the morning Eastern Standard Time. It's got to be god awful early on the West Coast right now, and I fully understand that that's difficult. And then it's probably midday in Europe where some of my players are, right? So that's a difficult time to do it as well. We'll see how it goes here. We usually have a few people that hit the alarm clock with me, and hopefully we can do some damage here. Even scoring 1,000 and losing, there's no shame in that, right? At our stage in Alliance War, there's just no shame in that. It would be better to score 1,000 and win. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. So I guess we're going to wait and see what JD uncovers behind this Mercs team. And then we're probably going to just have to go hard at it. We can go ahead and put this last energy that Baxos has into something. He's got an old configuration power armor team left, I believe. Yes, he does. May be able to overpower this shield team, which is still a good team, but it doesn't have any of the legendaries on it. And I think I can overpower it. Yeah, no Coulson, no Fury. It's got a Quake on it, right? This is not a good shield team. So let's just go ahead and put the old whammo on him. Looks like we're going to have to two-tap the old Merc team. Those guys are tricky these days. So of course you open up with the barriers. I make sure that you get medic involved in this opening shot from War Machine. Security's not your strongest candidate for the ability block, but I was hoping that would actually hit medic as the adjacent person, but we'll probably still be able to pull this off with no problems, the way it looks like these guys are getting hit. So we just want to do our basic attack with Iron Man to open up. He gets to do his fun stuff later, but we want to reserve it until he gets that offense up, and here it comes. So this drops all debuffs, gives everybody an offense up. Well, if you have Ironheart, it gives everybody an offense up. In this configuration, it gives everybody but Vision an offense up. So they've managed to heal. They're recovering a bit, but now we're going to start laying in our big hits, and this is going to go quickly. This is the part where everything dies. Doesn't even get to Iron Man. Doesn't even have a chance. All right, so now we're seeing bigger teams open up. We got a 200K. 200K kind of looks like a Spawn's got it, but it's like a pseudo paranormal. You know, I don't. I've never seen Ultron with that team or Ultimus with that team. That's a little bit of weird. You know, maybe it works. We'll see how it goes. I think Spawn's going to crush it. So we're out of energy on Baxos. He does have enough to buy one. Let's do that because we might be able to pull out a close win here. And we'll attack this this team right here. Because I want to get some more teams uncovered. Something a little more appropriate for VAC to attack with these last 3 teams. I mean, I got my best 3 teams left, right? I got Power Armor, I have Inhumans, and I have X-Men. All of which are in the 450 to 500K range. I just, you know... Or I think Power Armor's only 400, maybe. But still. Let's see here. We'll take this team, and I kind of jacked a member off of it earlier, so we'll replace that with I kind of like Kingpin. All right, I'm not feeling the need for the heal buff here, so what we're going to do is we're going to start off blinding everybody, especially looking, hopefully, going to blind Ant-Man there right before he hits me with that speed. All right, we're going to hang on to our Winds of Watoon. We don't need that. We're going to start working Yondu because I don't want him to summon. A couple of boomers may give me a bad day here. Okay, boomer. So we're gonna just do damage with Wanda. Keep pouring that on. We'll do the heal blocks just because it damages their whole team. And ow. All right, so we're gonna get rid of some of these buffs. Keep throwing the damage in. That hurt. Hell, we may want to hit Ironheart. There we go. Do I buff or do I summon? I think I'm going to summon. Just to buy myself a couple turns. We're going to use him to heal Wanda. We're going to then equalize health. That's beautiful because it sucks some health out of the summons. And now everybody's got to deflect. And that might just buy us enough time to finish this team off. If somebody can kill Yondu, for fuck's sake. We didn't want a boomer, remember? We didn't want a boomer. Alright, so we're going to go for another blind and a stun. Good, that's good. Got the boomer blinded, at least, so we bought ourselves some time to kill him. There we go. Now let's get rid of Wash. She can be kind of annoying. We'll throw down the good buffs. Let everybody really lay it on and finish this off. Man, I mean, Spawn took out that 200K, and now there's only weaker teams behind it. This is gonna be one of those days where I end up using my X-Men and my Inhumans team on like 250K punch downs. But we got to get this room if we got a chance, right? We need to get. We really need this one and another one. Unless a whole lot of people log on here in the next 10 minutes, it's probably not going to happen. But let's try to get this room at least to up our point total for the season. Winning is important. Winning is important. But if you're going to lose as big as you can, right? I mean, lose as closely as you can. You know, there is an incentive. There's no need to take your foot off the gas ever, really. I know, you know, some teams take a day off. You know, I've heard people talking about that, and like, why? You get 4 days off every week. There's only 3 wars, and we need all the T4 gear we can get, all the T4 mats we can get. So, you know, why take your foot off the gas? We are fairly casual in all other regards. So, I don't know. I'm simultaneously casual and demanding. Like, I don't care if you take a day off every now and then or some shit happens in your life. Whatever, cool. If you can't raid every day, and something comes up, and I'm never stressed about that. I've never yelled at anybody about that. You make it a habit, then we have to have a discussion. But we're pretty casual in most regards, but not so casual that I'd take an entire day off on war. Because this is probably, these are some of our best rewards that we get, honestly, is from this war mode. So we got to get going on VAC. There's 15 minutes left, so we need to get started. And Vaxos is pretty much done with this war, so we're going to swap the view back over and get going. These are going to be ridiculously stupid punch downs, and I am afraid that I'm going to get these teams knocked off, and there are going to be really hard teams behind them that the Mortys might have difficulty with. That's just where we're at right now. That's just where we're at. There's nothing I can do about that. It's that or sit here and do nothing, and that's not acceptable. So I'm going to, what's my best course of action here? I think that Merc team is pretty well neutered. We'll see if someone else can clean that up. And good God, I hate doing this. This feels terrible. I'm about to make a 300K plus punch down. And I'm not totally happy about it. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? So this is going to be the biggest route ever. And I might not even do the combo. I might not even do the combo. Just get this out of the way as quick as possible. And we'll see what's behind spawn. Maybe that 7th and 8th team under Commander Dong, wonderful name, will be maybe that 7th and 8th team will be something that's worth throwing our big boys at. For now, let's just demolish these guys, I guess. And there is behind them looks like a 250K defenders, nothing special. So this room was pretty easy. We're not gonna have enough energy. I think they've spent a lot more than us. We'll have a look here. It's hard to beat a team if they put in more attacks than you, right? There's a lot of variance on that. And we do have a lot of characters, a lot of players that are, just in need of nearly every Blitz character. So it's going to be a long time before they're putting Blitz credits into the war. So who? I guess X-Men, and then we'll save Inhumans for last. All right. This is not even fair. This is a global powerhouse versus a street level city team. Not to mention the 200K punch down. Good afternoon, Mr. Sander. I'm sorry I haven't been paying attention to chat. I've been focusing on both of my windows for this war. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and start up going through this. I hate punching down this far, but this is the room we need. And we're going to be better off if we can take it all down. Looks like we don't have enough people awake this early in the morning. We're probably not going to. But Night Shift did a great job. Night Shift did a wonderful job. They backfilled every room. I can't complain at all about Night Shifts. Because we don't technically really have a morning shift. We just have a few people that get up early in the morning and try to be here for this last hour of the war. Let's see here. Let's see if we can get some buffs off of Luke. But what I really want to be doing is trying to kill Punisher. Or just kill everybody. Bloody hell. Here we go. We're not even going to get a Dark Phoenix. I feel like if Phoenix never dies and spawns Dark Phoenix, I should get to use this team again in the war. This is how I feel. All right, behind that is going to be 190k Hydra team, and that's a huge, massive punch down, but at least it's something that I can feel like, okay, this is worth using my Inhumans on, because this is going to be difficult for people to clear. And, of course, Inhumans is a hard counter to this team, and it's just going to take it apart. And including the deflects. I'm not even going to let that bother me. We're just going to roll right through that. And this is going to wrap me up for the war. So it's all on you from here, Morty. You're our only hope. Not to mix my references here, right? We're already mixing up Marvel and Rick and Morty, but still. That's what's going to take. I have done all that I can do at the conclusion of this. So I like to start on one end and use Karnak's special and spread some speed around, some speed down. Alright, and he taunted me, but it doesn't matter because I'm just about to AE them all into a fine paste. He'll be gone there. Pitiful little summons. This team's just too small. Good job, Spawn. Okay, we got 60% in U7. And yeah, man, after 60, man, if you just want to reserve your energy, nobody's complaining about that. I have done that in the past. So we're gonna keep AE in these guys, put some ice in their face. There goes the Red Skull. There goes this last little pitiful minion. And the war is over for me. The war is over for me. That's my 12 attacks. That's all I got, people. It's really a team game, you know. At my best, I can clear 3/4 of a room by myself, you know. So we still got a pretty good Asgard staring us in the face now. I mean, I really wish we could have rolled through those good ones quicker. I mean, those easy teams quicker, so that I could have jumped in on that kind of thing. But we're just going to have to live with what we got. We're just going to have to live with what we got. 7 minutes left. Pitching it back to you, Morty. Good luck. I see JD's working hard on it. Spawn's been putting in good work. Friday, early in the morning. Just not going to get everybody up. I understand that. And if you stay up late and there's no more energy for you to spend, like night shifters, you know, nobody's expecting them to be here. What sucks is if you went to bed 8 hours ago, you've got a couple of energy to spend, and if you're still in bed right now, then yeah, you're being wasteful. That makes it difficult on the rest of us. All right. So we'll just have to let that ride for now. Looks like Animagus is up in here. Do I have anything worth picking up here? Is it still just my 2 Ultimate Swords? Still just my 2 Ultimate Swords. Alright. What do we want to farm? We got about 1 million gold, thank goodness. So we're going to grab some catalysts. I don't need any of that. I can live without that. I already got those characters up. Take that. Take that. And don't need that. I'll take one more of those. Definitely want to pull in some more defense boosts. We're low on these, aren't we? We're got enough for 1. I'll take the damage catalyst. Can't get any orbs here, and let's see now. We'll come back to this one later. What's worth buying in here? We got anything? Got anything? I will take the superior alien spores. I'm about to be raising symbiotes to go for the city section. Carnage is a thought. Carnage is a thought. In fact, Carnage is a go. I'm going to buy that Carnage. So we're going to put an upgrade on Carnage and get him to 5 red stars. Which gives him up in the 75k range, which is kind of where I want everybody. Animagus is going off. We might get this room. We might get this room in the next 6 minutes. Good man. Good man. So, I say that too much, don't I? I noticed that tick yesterday. I got a lot of, I bridge the free time, the gap, you know, I bridge sentences with so. I need to work on that. This entire experiment is making me more self-aware of my little ticks. But I'm having fun. I'm having fun. This is hilarious. There are 3 attacks going on in Flight Deck 1 right now, and they're all being made by the same guy. You're incredible, dude. You're incredible. We need to get to work taking Vertol off you, and I don't want to put that kind of pressure on any one guy. Especially given that, like, we're his side gig. We're his side gig. This guy's got a super successful channel. Not like this one. He's got a super successful channel, working a different game. I'll be honest, Matt. I don't know how you have the time, man. I'm impressed. I am nothing but impressed. All right, so he's got open the last possible team that we're looking at on that. And it's a 240k boosted defenders. All right, so anyway, that ended up getting me an Elite 4 orb. Oh, okay. We'll take it, right? Let's see what we get out of it. Probably just nothing. Probably just nothing, right? Looks like it. That's a dupe. I already had a 5 red star on that guy, but that's good. That makes 1,500 Elite 5s, which is, you know, real close to that one. Like, we're like one good pull away from an Elite 5 now. My phone is letting me know that Animagus is kicking ass. All right. So, you know, you can always check daily objectives to get your bearings. We need to spend our energy. We pretty much need to do everything. Pretty much need to do everything. So I like to start every morning checking the offers, and I'm pretty sure there's an endless energy offer in here, and we're going to grab it. Energy, energy, energy. I cannot get enough. It's pretty much my North Star in this game. Just get all the energy you can get. There is no resource more important, because there is no resource like energy that will lead to every other resource. If you're short on gold, energy. You need character shards, energy. You need some gear, energy. Everything's about energy. Many of these things you can buy directly, and sometimes you'll have to, perhaps. But for the most part, you can get everything cheaper and more efficiently via energy. Man, I still don't think we're going to win this, but Annie's really putting it on them. The next easiest room is going to be barracks. So I'm going to call that just in case, but there's really only 2 minutes left, so it's kind of a score where you can situation. And it's going to made it a 70-point game, right? Which is pretty tight game. You know, we're basically like half a room shy, something like that. It sucks to lose a close one like that, but I'm glad that we gave these guys a run for their money, right? They did start off like, what, 40 points ahead of us. They're clearly a little more successful, but they certainly had more team power, weight. You know, we're punching up every war. Every war we're punching up. It's just where we're at. Ever since, I never thought we'd make it to gold 2 at where we're at. We were kind of leveled off in gold 1, and then we've made it to gold 2, and we've stayed here forever. Or not forever, but for a good while now. But we seem to have hit our ceiling for the moment. We kind of have a streak, and then we fall back. And so as long as we hang in gold 2 and we're continuing to get those good rewards, we're going to continue to build up, win or lose, you know, and things will get better. Right, so here I go again. Let's have a look at challenges, knock that off of our plate. And these are two that we've already got capped, so we don't need to mess around this morning with trying to advance them. And that's good, because I really don't want to take the time, because I got some blitzing to do. We're going to try to put in at least one full rotation this morning. We're going to go ahead and buy up our daily allotment of 600 cores worth of energy, which should put us in the 4K range as far as energy for the day, for the morning. Congratulations to Spawn on winning MVP. Must have had some good defensive victories. I didn't check that out. I did not check that out. So Smockin asks, sorry, I've been looking at the war. I haven't been looking at chat. My apologies, gentlemen. Smockin asks, hey Vac, question for you: is it worth the resources to build up a 4 red star, 4 yellow star Mr. Sinister? Well, I mean, you're only going to build them up via gear at that point, right? Obviously abilities. So there's only going to be so much building up. And the thing about Sinister is when he clones, and that's his big shtick, right? That's his thing, right? He's got a little heal. He does some other stuff. He clones. That's what he does. And his clones have the same level of stars and red stars that he does, which pretty much is universal across all summoners now. So it goes for his clone as well. I'm glad so doesn't bother you, Spawn. Thank you. I don't like yeah, it's not really my thing. But anyway, to answer your question, Smockin, I'm not going to tell you that character's bad, because that character's not bad under any circumstances. But having only 4 stars, having 4 stars capped, I think you're going to find limited usefulness. It still will be nice to like take him into arena offense, especially if you're not yet in the top 10 of your arena. Then you might find some use out of him there. And he'll basically, his job will be is to clone phoenixes and give you 2 phoenixes, right? And that's a pretty good strategy, and it will probably work you through the mid game of the arena pretty well, all the way up to the top. But that's a pretty low star level to really hang in the upper stratosphere, though. However, I mean, like, there's rumors that he's going to be farmable before long. That he's coming to a store or something like that. I'm pretty sure I've heard his name come up in that regard. So, I mean, it's not like it won't be worth your time to raise him. I would have to have a look at your roster to determine whether or not there's another character that the resources would be better spent on. But I mean, if you want to raise the guy, there's no bad Sinister. Go right ahead. He's going to need more work, obviously, down the road. You'll need more stars on him to really make him a killer out there. But, you might as well build up a foundation if that's a character you really want to invest in later. And in my experience, he's worth it. I still use him a lot. War Store. You are correct, Spawn. That's right. He's coming to the War Store. So he is going to be farmable in the future. So you might as well get started. Smock, you might as well get started, buddy. My mask hasn't got here yet, but it's coming. It's coming. I got a graphics card coming in today. I got a chair coming in within the next week. I don't like this one so much. It's a nice looking chair, right? I mean, you know, it's a good brand. It's a good chair. But I'm a large mammal, and I tell you what, I like a rocking function. And this, like, you can tilt the back of it, but the chair doesn't rock. Like the base doesn't go anywhere. And man, you know, maybe I just grew up on rocking chairs on front porches and all, but I just prefer that little rocking action, and this one ain't got it. And I really wish I'd paid attention to that before I bought it. So I'm gonna take this one apart and send it back, and I got a new chair coming that does rock. And looks pretty similar. It's a different brand. It's gonna be a different name on the pillow, but it's got the head pillow, you know, it's got the lumbar, it's got all the bits, got the basic, you know, it looks basically the same. It's the black and white color scheme, which pretty much matches my studio area here. So I'm looking forward to that new chair. And then I got the mask coming. I'm not entirely sure when the mask comes. I couldn't get it through Amazon. I just ordered it through this costume store somewhere. I can't remember what town it was in. So 14 energy, 4,000 energy. We'll go ahead and grab our completion reward. Let's go back to the store, in fact, and grab that ore before we go in here and start looking at our gear situation, because that will add to it. Again, congratulations to Spawn on the MVP. You deserve it, buddy. I really feel no need to be at all competitive in that regard, and it doesn't give me anything, right? It's just bragging rights, and so I'm always happy to see one of the Mortys stepping up and kicking that much ass, right? I have nothing but a smile on my face about it. We need to go to orbs, and we need to pick up this here orange gear and hope for bone marrow. Blah 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 blah. No, that's a little bit of stuff we want, so that's good. That's good. And moving on. So the character that I've been working on at this moment in my Marvel Strike Force advancement is I really would like to get Minerva capped out at 14, take her into Dark Dimension 3, which means that we're back to farming T4 catalysts, which is just all I ever do. All my energy now, all day long. I mean, there was a time that I put it all into Tech Gear or Mystic Gear or T3 catalysts after that, you know, and now it's just T4 catalysts. It's all I'm ever really dying to get. And that was enough. That was enough. We're going to need 300 basic catalysts. And, God, I don't even want to think about the cores I spend refreshing these 3 nodes. I mean, obviously I did do some thinking about it, and that's why I still do it. But this is the gate on my advancement. There's these nodes and the massive amounts of shit I need out of them. You know, the weekly challenge for these just doesn't give a whole lot. I mean, it's just all the challenges, man. It's just a pitiful amount of gear of anything. All the shit it gives you, it's really almost an insultingly low amount. It's like it's not even worth the fucking effort. All right, we'll do some hundreds because I got a lot of energy to spend, and this is where I like to spend it. You know, it's just, you do your dailies, and it's like, thanks for the 10 catalysts, dog. I need 300 to get 1 piece of gear. Appreciate that. Nothing on that one. We're so close. We're so close. All right, now we're not doing any 200s. That's where it gets a little rich for my blood. We've got enough to make 1 gear upgrade here, so we're going to go ahead and give Minerva this gear upgrade. And my hope is that these characters that I'm facing in DD3 are so beefy that, much like DD2, her ultimate ability, with which takes 10% of their health, is going to do such a large amount of damage to them and full heal our team every time. I hope that I can kind of roll them. I can roll through Dark Dimension 3 in much the way I did 2. At least this cosmic section, right? After this, I go on to City, and it's a whole different ball game. But once again, we're gonna try to build up symbiotes who will, of course, do a lot of self healing, and maybe can do something there. Maybe, I don't know. These first 2 sections, the anything go, anybody, and then the global, that it's been pretty brutal, pretty damn brutal. Now, of course, we have Black Bolt still, capped out, and we're gonna be able to use him when we get into Cosmic. We might, in fact, already have a full 5 Cosmic. I want more than 5, though. That's just the way this. It's just the way this game mode goes, man. It's just the more characters you have to throw into the grist mill, the better. And it looks like we've got 1. Corvus is close. You're right. Captain Marvel's 1 away. So we got Thanos. Heimdall wouldn't be a terrible one to raise, but I don't want to get him too far away from the rest of his team. We got a Proxima maxed out. We got Maw maxed out, so that's 4. So if we max Minerva, that would be 5. And then I'm going to keep on trying to max. I might go ahead and finish up. I might leave Cull out because I don't think anybody can tank that. I don't think anybody can tank DD3. There's no doubt I want all 3 symbiotes going into City. There's no other characters. If I only have, I would rather go in there with only 3 characters, as long as it's those 3, than take some other crap team in there. There's no doubt about it. The 3 symbiotes are going to be the ones that are going to carry the weight through the City. And we're going to start working them just as soon as we kind of get going on Cosmic. There'll be plenty of time because all this takes forever. I'm still working through that last global node, and I've probably got close to a week to get through it, right? So, yeah, there's no big burning rush. I'm not going to spend the cores that it's going to take to get through this thing in a week or 2, right? This is going to be a long project. I'm only willing to pay for 1 refresh a day, and that's about the extent of what I'm going to. I don't even enjoy the mode, so we need to do raids, we need to do donation, and we still got 2,000 cores to burn, or 2,000 energy to burn. So now we go to the campaign nodes, and we're going to work our way back from Nexus and pick up all of the orange gear that we might need. I'm pretty good on MRIs. I don't feel like I need to farm that node. We will definitely take these, any kind of catalyst we want to go ahead and try to stock up on. Damage catalyst especially, there's going to come a day real soon we're going to need all of this. I'm pretty good on those, but not as good as I'd like to be. So we're just going to keep adding, and every time I press this button, that's more gold, that's more XP if you're into such things. Most of us are not. It's more gear, it's more training, it's more everything. You just keep spending energy. Definitely will take these heal catalysts. And I don't really need defense catalysts, but we'll go after these arcane powders. God only knows how many of those I'll need when I'm trying to raise Supernatural. Villains United, we'll work back on that. We don't really, we already did that. We'll go after these heal catalysts and this skill gear. Good deal, good deal. Got a little bit of both. We don't need the defense catalyst, but we want the skill gear. There we go. I don't need to farm Hellish Shards, and I don't think I need. Yeah, we're good on the vials. Pretty good on those. Real good on those. Take this. We want catalysts. Didn't get any, but we want them. We didn't get any, but we want them. Damage catalysts, we're all over that. We want all the damage catalysts. And finally, heroes. We'll take these catalysts. Yeah, Deadpool looks like he's an easy one to get to 14. I don't have him there. I really would not have considered putting a single point of anything into Deadpool up until just about a week ago. But this rework looks pretty good. He's a strong character, especially when paired with Domino. And I've got a pretty good Domino now, so I'm going to be working Deadpool up to 14. But I don't necessarily know. I'm going to get him to. I think he might already be at 13. I'll have to check. But 13 is probably where I'm going to get him for the immediate future, and then I'll peel back around and get him to 14 when I'm done working up what I need for the rest of DD3. Give me those catalysts. Yeah, like I say, the next up is the symbiotes. Everything's going into them. Let's have a look-see. Let's get off of Cosmic. Let's go to X-Force. So this is our X-Force team thus far. Deadpool is the strongest one on it. I like that much. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let's go ahead and buy his passive. No, hold on. Let's hold off on that. Oh, hell, I've already got the 100%. No, that's here. Okay. No, it's already the 100%. It's already the 100%. There's no need to buy it. I don't know what point that comes. I thought that was the tier 7 part. Oh well. So yeah, we're good with where he is then. He does need some gear to get to 13. Let's see what he lacks for this. It's probably just catalyst. Yeah, probably just catalyst. Okay, so we're not going to worry about putting. We're not going to do that right now. We're not going to do that right now. We'll just let him sit. And I'm going to go back. I hate when it does this. Good time to just go ahead and start up something else. And like do my donation. Came up short again yesterday, Morty. Don't make me start going and looking around for who's slacking. I really don't want to have to get into that kind of conversation. Sorry, focusing on Baxos real quick. Just grabbing his stuff. What do we got here? One of the raids wrapped up. That must be that 60% U7. Alright. Alright. Got some milestones to grab, which is going to lead to more orbs. It's going to lead to more dupes, which is going to, it's all a cycle. It's the cycle of Marvel Strike Force. Using less gold is always good. Alright. So yeah, that did put some orbs in our path. I'm going to pick them up real quick. 6 basics. That was a lot of energy we just spent. We got more to spend actually. We should probably just go ahead and back out of here. We're going to run over to campaign nodes, hit the Nexus, and we'll refresh some of these catalysts that we need. Yeah, we need focus catalysts pretty bad. Pretty low. We always need damage catalysts. Always need basic catalysts, but I'm not doing any 200 refreshes. Pretty much done with that for the day. How we doing on heal catalysts? We're in pretty good shape. We'll move along and find. There we go. Completely out of resistance catalysts, pretty much. That's it for this one. We'll find a few more in villains and call it at that. We're going to refresh that. We don't really need any. We don't need any rescue shards, but we do want these resistance catalysts. Yay! I say to thee, we need them. We're going to find something where we need everything. There we go. And we'll get 90 energy spent into this. And that'll finish us up for the morning. Congratulations. We just spent 4,000 energy. Our gold totals have jumped up. We got more than when we started. Probably going to have a bunch more basic orbs to pick up. Yep, there we go. More character shards I don't need. Get all that collected. Does that give us... nope, we got a gold orb. I'll take it. Yeah, there's no doubt the game really slows down when you start hitting around that gear tier 14 level. When you get to where you have to raise, not just a couple of characters to it, because you'll want to raise a 2 or 3, just for arena. Whoever your big dog killers are in arena. It's usually worth the effort to get them to 14. But when you start really thinking about DD3, man, then there's so many characters to raise. It really becomes apparent just how slow and gated the progress is at that stratosphere. And that's cool, right? It's probably not a bad idea to slow me down and let people catch up. I get that. I just would rather see a little less slowing me down, a little more speeding them up. Because after a point, slowing down me, it just makes it where it's not fun for me anymore. And we're not there. I'm having a ball playing this game. I have my complaints, don't get me wrong. There might even be some rant videos forthcoming. But I'll give them credit. I was pretty mad about the little switcheroo they did on Black Order, and they've been really working to fix that, right? They've been finding bugs in places where it's not working like they wanted. Perhaps without pressure, they would have never made those changes, but still they're making them, so they are making them. Checking our daily objectives then. Pretty much raids is all we got left. We did a bunch of blitzing after midnight last night, so we don't need to do any blitzing. So real quick, I'm going to swap you over because I'm going to focus on Baxos for just a minute and get his energy spent. So let's have a look at my free-to-play account. If you're new here, Baxos and I started Mortytown Locos. And he pretty much had to quit playing when COVID-19 started and we got laid off of work. And I'm going to spend what cores he has, which is at this point is just these two. But we're going to spend whatever cores he's got on energy. That's what we do every day. And then we're going to come in here and we're going to start farming. Now the most important of all those hearted characters, those favorited characters on the top, those are all the characters that I'm farming on. And I'm not so sure we have enough energy to farm all of them. I know we don't, in fact. But we're going to start with the one we're getting double shards on right now. And you know, we need more of this to get. We basically need that character to get Phoenix. We'll start there, and then we're gonna peel back to the beginning, and we'll start raising his aim characters, because we're really trying to boost that team and make it a tool in his toolbox. Also, it's going to be something to finish off the villain campaign. But we need shards, because we need some star levels on these characters. So we'll get the 2 aim. We're going to get Hella. We got Hella on farm every day. Well, I mean, we're going to farm all these characters by the end of the day. But just with what energy we have right now, that'll get Hand Assassin, the 2 aim, and Hella. So when we come back later, we'll need to get Falcon and Shocker. But that should wrap him up for now. We'll just save the rest of that energy. We'll grab his milestones. Grab all that stuff. See where he's at on his dailies. He needs arena, he needs challenges, he needs raids, he needs supply, he needs everything. Alright, so let's do the challenges. I'm going to go ahead and pull chat back up here real quick and pull this over. I can see Mr. Sanders is talking to me. Mr. Sander, pardon me. I could have had many at 75, but even, yeah, see, leveling everybody to 70. That 70 to 75 costs so much money. It's very helpful. It's very helpful to go wide and focus on a lot of teams. But then again, I mean, to me, you go tall first. You make it where you're competitive in arena. Then you go wide. Of course, you know, Thomas, you and I, we're both past that level of the game. And yeah, we're definitely at the wide stage. It helps a lot to have 20 to 25 blitz teams that you can rely on. I don't have that many I can rely on at tier 8, obviously, but you know, I got like 26 teams that will carry me through the first few rounds pretty convincingly. We're gonna go ahead and pick up. We need these training mats with Baxos, and of course, grab his fantastic. So I want to thank everybody for riding along live with me here on Mortytown TV. If you're new here, or if you're someone from the future who's found their way here via the YouTubes, welcome. We're playing Marvel Strike Force. And trying to play it well. So Maxos has got, he's done his challenges. We still need to do arena raid purchases. Just go ahead and get that donation before it slips the mind. It's always important to give your due back to the guild. But what's especially important about it is if everybody does it, we get our money back, plus some rewards. And unfortunately, that's not happening lately. And I'm getting to the point where I'm feeling like I'm going to be forced to do something about that, because everybody here deserves better. You need to take a day off and not do raids, you know, then fine. Join the raids, sit in the first node. We'll carry you for a day. That's cool, man. You're going to, you know, go see your mama, you know, whatever it is you got to do. That's cool, man. But to not fucking log in at all, to not donate, this is the thing that gets you cut. I mean, that and just sucking, I guess. But most of our guys don't suck. That's why they're still here. I'm going to grab the strife shards. What all we got here? We got some blitz orbs. Take that. A little gold in it. Catalyst. Still very useful to Baxos. A lot of orbs from the raid finishing earlier, I think. Arena raids purchases. He didn't purchase nothing? Did I even look at the store? Not a whole lot there he wants. We'll take that. We'll just buy these catalysts just to have them. He's at the stage of the game where he's got thousands of them just because he's not raised enough characters yet. We'll buy these skill gear. We'll buy that skill gear. That'll be 3. That'll get us through that. I don't really need to buy any of those characters. I'm pretty sure he's got a good Ronin. He's got a 7-star Ronin. Yeah. So we will take skill gear just to take it. We'll take the catalyst just to take them. Hopefully there'll be something down here he can use. Not really. Moving on. Moving on, we're going to take 5 Heimdall shards. We're going to go and hope for... Oh, no, we didn't. There's no... we're hoping for a Sif, right? But we'll take a Graviton. We'll definitely take a Graviton. And, man, he's got tons of gold promotions. But I don't have any characters built up to 5 with here that I really want to use that on. That almost looked like a dupe right there, but it's Black Widow and Crystal side by side. For just a second there, I got confused. For just a second there. So, Arena raids. We can go ahead and have a look at Max in Arena. We're not having to do any Arena this morning, obviously, for Vac, because he's still sitting at number 1. And when you're at number 1 in Arena, it just auto-completes your daily for Arena. So he got knocked down to 340 overnight, which really is not terrible. It's only like 20 spots. Now let's see if there's anybody in here we can even consider. And I'm looking real hard at that 332 ranked team right there. It's a good punch up. But I don't see any meta characters, right? So let's see if we can do something with that. Oh, okay. That was quick. That was quick. So we'll bring Rocket right back because he needs to get revenge. I guess we could try to focus Punisher and try to avoid his ability, but man, it looks like it's going to fire off right after this. We might be able to get it off. I don't know if this is going to kill him. We're going to try. We're going to hope. Oh, we're going to come up short. This is bad. This is bad. We're going to get AE'd all to hell now. I'm going to put off summoning and see if I can't kill Punisher. There we go. There we go. Maybe we got a chance. Maybe we got a chance. I don't know about that. All right, some defense up and some death proofs are going to help here. Let's heal up who we got. We already wasted our res and they done killed 2 more people. Killed Rocket twice. We really need to get some summons out and get some buffs going. If we don't pick up steam on Ultron, this is probably going to be over with. So we need to kind of hit critical mass, get 10 characters. I think Johnny definitely is our next attack. There we go. Maybe we pull this off. Maybe we pull this off. It's still pretty well in the air. Namor looks like a good target. And I'm going to just damage him with Groot. He's got a pretty good single target there. Let's get some more robots out. This is good. This is good. This is good. All right, we might be able to hit critical mass and take this team down at this point, even without reses. We'll try to take Wolvie off the board, get him out of the equation. I'm mixing my metaphors. And that's pretty well going to do it. Looks like a win for Baxos. Picking up a 7-star Ultron did wonders for him in this mode. Yeah, I bet you do feel like everything got a little easier, buddy. That was a nice little jump spending all those Start Tech credits. It's nice to see your TCP go, you know, like that, just in real time as you click the button. It's pretty cool. Okay, so there was a good win for Bax. Got us a few spots in Arena. Satisfied half of our daily completion. Grab all this junk. And what do we got left on the little guy here? We got Arena still, we got Raids, and that's pretty much it. So Raids seems like the next step. So what I'm going to do is put you back over here on VAC, like so. I'm going to readjust the chat on my screen. If you'll bear with me. And then let's have a look at what we got going on with Raids. So we're down. The U7 just ended, but we do have enough to start a new one, and we have a Gamma Raid going. So let's go ahead and get the Ultima 7 going. And I'm gonna grab Baxos and join up as well. So here's our two guys. Doesn't really matter, but I tend to take Vac down the left, Baxos down the right, and just try to clear this middle wing as best we can. Which is just a matter of autoplay and waiting with Vac, and is a matter of burning energy and throwing teams into the grist mill with Baxos, which will start with his Asgard. They can usually clear that first node, and let's try to get the Electra off the board before we get on to anybody else here. Let's shift gears since he's powered up. Somebody taunted. Yeah, okay, so they're going to kill all of them guys pretty easy. It's the first node. Black Bolt could probably solo it, right? And this is going to be so cool. I'm going to make sure that I'm not blocking any of the action by turning off my camera for a moment, just so you can see the beauty of this victory screen. Look at that beautiful victory screen. That's incredible. Also, look at the artwork on this load screen. We can all appreciate that, right? We can all appreciate that. So we'll get the next raid going. There's like a cloud going through here or something. We might have a small fire. All right, so let's get this node going. Shield Trooper. Pyro's more dangerous, really, but I like to knock that Shield Trooper out and then worry about everybody else. At some point, like, Black Bolt's just gonna AE and kill everybody. Anyway. So, I'm glad to hear that, Thomas. Glad to hear that. Breaking into the top 100. Good for you, man. Let's get this Pyro out of here. Pyro's so deadly and annoying. Yeesh. And it looks like Baxos' Asgard. Ooh. Well, that hurt. They came up short. Usually they clear that first node. They left a half health Mystique this time. Given that we only got 4 energy, that hurts, but we'll make up for it later. What's really doing, where we're really excelling in Ultima 7 right now is that a lot of the Mortys are catching up to that content. And we got a lot of guys that are really putting together good teams that can make it through the majority of a lane. And, you know, so we're doing well. We're doing well. I'm going to finish this node with just like a crap team over here. Let's go ahead and get Vac loading up, because we definitely want to use him to take down the boss. Little top off on the healing. What's my best bet down here? Not that. Avengers. How often do you get to use your Avengers, right? Like almost never. They suck. Or they're mediocre, I guess is the fairest thing to say. You know, you'd really expect the 2 best teams to be Avengers and X-Men, right? I mean, am I wrong in that? Am I crazy to think that? Because, I mean, no offense to, like, the true old school comic fans, but I feel like there was a lot of us that didn't even know a whole lot about Inhumans before the television show came out, and then all we really mostly knew was the television show sucked. But you know, the comic, I know a lot of people read the comic, right? I never really got into that one, but they were never remotely as popular as X-Men comics or Spider-Man comics or Avengers comics. So I don't understand why they're so drastically much more powerful than those teams. Not X-Men so much, but I really feel like an Inhumans probably could beat an X-Men in a head-to-head. I have not had a chance to test that. It is 100% the power creep. Yes. But that's not really what it is. I mean, power creep is just what we call the consequence of developer strategies, right? Power creep happens for one reason and one reason only. These guys are not trying to. These guys are not trying to plan out. They may think they are, but they're not successfully planning out a large, convoluted, interlocking, well-oiled machine, right? What they're doing is just adding piecemeal to this game that, at this point, probably, very likely the people who created this game initially are no longer even on staff, or at least most of them. And so you got people that are just administrating this game. And so what they do... yeah, it kills me that Spider-Man is so bad. I know, right? Like, who didn't love Spider-Man? So, but anyway, what developers do is, of course, obviously, they're chasing dollars. And I don't begrudge them wanting to make money. But the problem becomes is that every character needs to be the newest, hottest thing to get people to buy it. So then they're adding in all of these teams that now they're kind of starting to get into more esoteric, you know, fringe teams that a lot of people haven't heard of. Not X-Force per se, but you know what I mean. And you know, a lot of people had never heard of Yo-Yo. A lot of people, the Inhumans were kind of a mystery to a lot of people. But every team has to be bigger and better, otherwise you don't make as much money, right? You can still make money, but they got to make maximum money, right? So that's what causes the power creep, and the power creep does cause, yeah. I mean, Spider-Man's been around since day one, hasn't received a lot of love. Got a little rework with the rest of his team, but honestly, it's still the symbiotes that are badass on that squad. It's not Spider-Man. He's just kind of there. So that's the issue. That is definitely the issue. It's just, the chasing the almighty dollar and then bad decisions in game planning that come from that. Yeah. 3 defenders on the field. We'll get Iron Fist, and then we'll move to the symbiotes. There we go. Carnage will be a little easier. Yeah, it's just... I feel like Spider-Man should be one of the strongest individual characters in the game. Interchangeable in a lot of teams. I feel like definitely Avengers should be on par with X-Men as far as power. I feel like I understand why power creep happens, and while I don't think it needs to be as bad as it is, they can let up on the damn money making print. They can let up on the dollar printing machine if they wanted to, but they're not going to. Because they got investors behind them. They got people that are like, they want their fucking investment back out of this thing, and so they want to maximize. They want to maximize profits. That's just the corporate structure, and in my country at least, the corporate structure rules the world. So that's what's going to happen. That's just what's going to happen. But I wish they would do more to mitigate, and especially make an effort to do more to mitigate power creep with iconic characters, right? I mean, Thomas is 100% correct. There's no reason that Spider-Man of all characters in a Marvel game, that Spider-Man would be just be a character that nobody gives a shit about. No use whatsoever. You just throw him in with your symbiote team, and if he dies, whatever, man, the symbiotes will pull it out, right? I mean, it's really a sad thing. So I don't think I have any energy refreshes, but I am incorrect about that. What the fuck do I know, right? And off we go on the next node. Okay, now that's a decent point, right? SSM is technically also Peter Parker. It's Peter Parker plus a symbiote, but it's Peter Parker under there, so there's that. And really, honestly, that was one of my favorite eras of the comic, was the black suit symbiote age. I really did enjoy that, reading that. I read those as a kid. So, I mean, there are no big complaints there. But, man, to see the classic red suit out there just sucking it up, right? Like, it's still painful to watch. To have this great Avengers team that when the game started was the best, that now really just... languishing in obscurity, that's painful to watch. I don't get me wrong, I'm fine if, Sinister Six or, some of these other, okay, fine. Let them be mid-range. We got to have mid-range teams. Sure. But Avengers? Yeah, well, I have mixed feelings on that as well. I wasn't sure that Spider-Man and Symbiote Spider-Man is the first example we have of the same character popping up multiple times. I kind of think I would feel better if they just did skins, right? Let you reskin characters and let it, fine, let it cost cores, whatever, man. Buy skins with cores, make your Spider-Man look like whatever you want. But we're past that. You know, that's Cat's kind of out of the bag now. There's really no getting around it. Now we're at the point where they're going to put up newer, more powerful versions of the same character. I mean, maybe they just stop at Spider-Man. I don't know. They haven't done it again since. But it kind of stands to reason they will at some point do it again. You know, you might see a white suit Deadpool, or you know, things to that effect. You know, maybe a Wolverine in a bomber jacket. I don't know. You know, with no suit on, just a furry ass fucking Logan. You know, there's something like that. You very likely could see that kind of thing before long. And now that I'm thinking about it, that Logan, that street clothes Logan would be pretty fucking cool. Come on. That's another one, right? Like even on X-Men, which is a meta fantastic team, Wolverine's never been that impressive, right? Six-arm Octo Spider, Spider Hulk, and so on. I didn't even know some of those existed, Thomas, so that's good. That's pretty cool. Yeah, no, I mean, Spider-Ham may be a little far for me. And I would probably, I'm going to echo what Casino would probably say about this, is if you're going to have Spider-Ham, then you better have Howard the Duck. If we're going to go to the ridiculous side of Marvel, then let's go all the way. Let's go Howard the Duck. Let's go with the best example of it. Yeah, and I like Miles. You know, I got no problem with Miles. You know, that's all good there. That was a different era and a different... You know, like if we saw a non-Steve Rogers Captain America, I'd be okay with that. You know, there's lots of options. Because there's certainly been a lot of shifting and changing in the Marvel Universe over the years. Lots of reboots. I forgot all about those 2099 comics, man. See, I was a kid, and I was at a point when those 2099 comics started hitting. I was still kind of a kid, but I was old enough that I could go down to a fucking comic, drive to a comic store and buy shit. And so I started collecting. You know, I was just, it was like probably the last thing I collected was those 2099s. And I was like, oh, I mean, this is the new era of Marvel, you know, is what I was saying. And, you know, I'm going to buy all these. They're going to be worth $1 million one day. None of that proved to be true. But I do have like a white box full of comics. That's pretty much about it. I haven't even considered pricing them, because I'm pretty sure they're not worth $1 million. And it wasn't really the new era of Marvel. But I did enjoy reading them. The Spidey 2099 was pretty cool. And who was the dude? There was like a damn... there was this guy, there was a 2099 character. I mean, he kind of looked like Lion-O to me. And they shifted his powers at one point, and he was kind of like based around junk. I mean, do I have this right? Like this... Who was that guy? God, I can't remember the name of it. Yeah, I don't, you know, 3 Gwen Stacy's. Wow, that's a lot of Gwens. Man, I wish I could remember the name of that 2099 character. Oh, I got a lot of energy here. This is the last one. This is as far as we go. I'm going to have to get on Google when I finish up today and figure out who the hell that... Ravage, I want to say, something like that. I can't remember. Alright, so Baxos is out of energy on U7. Vac is on his last one. Let's start this with the energy battery. Get Star-Lord out of there. Ooh. Yeah, that was me. I collected. I'm gonna have to. I can Google it, but I could probably just go up there and start digging through. I got my comic collection upstairs. I could probably just go up there and start digging through it, and I'd find them with probably stuff down behind the Spider-Man 2099, which was my favorite 2099, easily. But it was cool to see like Marvel in a high-tech sci-fi world. It was a nice little thought experiment. Like, clearly it didn't catch on as hard as they hoped. But it was a good run, right? Yeah. Yeah. Well, you probably got all your Funko Pops up in the light of day, am I right? You put the comics down in the basement for storage. That's old news collecting. Those Funkos, man. They don't bobble. Yeah, get one on. Got to get a little bobble action going on with Crossbones as well. And then I have a small shelf of them over there, which I'm thinking about moving over here behind me, where it'll be visible on camera. Maybe that'd be interesting. Maybe not. I don't know. I haven't really decided on a plan, but I think the best option is if I'm going to try to buy an even bigger green screen, like one of those roll-up kinds, to go behind me here. This camera just turned out to be really good and had a wider viewing angle than I was expecting, and the green screen I had, if it sits on the wall behind me here, it's not wide enough. You can see around the edges of it, and to get it to cover the entire camera shot, I got to pull it up to where it's hitting the back of my chair. So it's just a logistical thing. It's just a logistical thing. I haven't decided, do I buy a bigger green screen? Do I what? You know, I'm not making a big priority out of it. We're still a really small stream, and I'm not looking to have all the bells and whistles to try to legitimize myself. I just want to keep making good content. Try to show how I play the game, maybe illuminate some people, maybe learn some things myself. And yeah, don't put Funko in the corner. Oh man, nobody puts baby in a corner. All right, so we're looking at the Gamma right now. We started this one yesterday. It is funny how perceptions change. Because now I look back on that movie and I'm totally on Dad's side. Like, hey dude, she's 16, you're 35. Fuck off, man. We're trying to sit down and have a banquet. Whole damn movie about how you want to grind on my daughter. The fuck? And my mother loved that movie. We watched that movie all the time growing up. She loved that movie. She just loved Patrick Swayze in general. She didn't give a shit about Roadhouse, but she'd sit down and watch it with us. I never really understood that more until later. Looking good there. I mean, technically my Funkos are in a corner, but they're in a wide open, prominently displayed corner of the main room of my house. Because technically where I'm at here, I am in this living room. If I turned your monitor around, you'd be looking into my. I got a big open floor plan, you know, and you'd be looking into my kitchen, etc. I got a bedroom in the back with a bathroom. I got another bedroom and kind of an ante-room upstairs. It's a little bitty house. Not a lot to it. It's about 130 years old. It's a really old house. I live in a neighborhood that's largely full of row houses. Mine are not row houses. We live like on the end, like it's long blocks, and we live down on the end. My brother and I, on the end of the block. And so it's like somebody bought a section of somebody's backyard and then oriented it sideways to that road. And so then my house is born. I don't have a driveway. It's just on street parking. And it's not a very big house, not a very big lot, but it's a pretty desirable neighborhood, and the property values go up at a good rate. So that's pretty much why I'm here. That, and it's like 7 minutes from work, which is always a plus. I love a short commute. Like once the Band-Aid had been ripped off and I had to leave my home, then, when you go to a new city to work for a company, right? It's like, shit, one neighborhood's as good as another. As long as it's a decent neighborhood close to the plant, that's all I need. That's all I need. 58 meters squared. I'd have to do some math. I'd have to do some math to figure that out, but yeah, that is not very big. It's like, what, 1,500 square feet? $1,800 square feet, something like that. Yeah. I am a comparable size. A little bigger. Not much. But we're in the heart of an American city. This is like a really old neighborhood that went downhill for a lot of years and now has come back up. They call it gentrifying. There's new money coming into the area. Like I say, property values are going up quickly. And what it is this neighborhood is immediately between the trendiest place in town, like the nicest neighborhood in town. It's immediately in between the nicest neighborhood and the downtown city center, right? Like those are the two biggest places. If anybody comes to this town, those are the two places they're probably going, right? And we're right in the middle of the two of them. So it's just geographically well centered. I could have taken the same amount of money I spent on this place and had a place that would be fairly palatial, if I went out just the next county over out in the country. Let's see here. What are we working on here? This is Brotherhood, Mercenaries, and X-Men. So we'll go ahead and throw our Brotherhood at it. Wait a minute. Back out. Did we already? Yeah, we did. Let's let Baxos have this one. We're going to not start that. And we're going to let Baxos run through a node or two as best he can. Give me a second, I'll swap your view over. He's good for at least one node, probably two. We're loading that first one up now. Yeah, no, my mortgage is in excess of $1,000. That is correct. But that's on a 15-year lease. And if all goes well, I'm going to have that 15-year lease paid off well in advance of 15 years. I'm on pace to. Probably what will happen is I'm going to coast through this crisis that we're all in right now. I'm going to just work 40 hours a week. I'm going to do this in my off time. And if this ever goes anywhere, then, maybe some money comes in off that. But I'm not putting that on my bills or my mortgage or anything. That's going to go into equipment. it'll go toward the stream toward the account. I mean, if there's just something people want to see me do that I need to spend on, then I'll put donations on it. But for right now, though, yeah. What will probably happen is after the crisis passes, I'll go back to working more overtime and go back to maybe, especially if the stream hasn't gone anywhere. But we'll see. We'll see. Here's hoping. We're going to stay positive about it. But we're going to keep streaming for now as much as possible. And what we may do is cut it back to 3 to 5 times a week and go back to working a little more overtime once COVID is not an issue. And just try to pay the house off, basically, is my goal. When I can really lay in there and work overtime, which is oftentimes I can make for an 84-hour week for me. You work 12 hours a day every day. That's pretty good money, And what I do is when I'm doing that, I pay double payments on my mortgage, right? That's the way you get good credit, kids. Borrow money for something and then pay it off quickly. That's how you get good credit. Borrow money to buy a big item that you already have most of the money for, and then make double payments, and it will do wonders for your credit rating. The first time I did that, I borrowed money to buy a bed, right? And then now I'm doing it. Now I do it with houses, right? So you just keep building up that credit. Oh, nice. That's a really good rate of appreciation. All right, so let's see here. Hopefully Baxos can take this node. This is where it gets difficult, though, because that Mags is going to come down and give us a rough time. We're pretty well done. Not the best showing. Not the best showing. Yeah, see, the only neighborhood in this city that has a higher rate of property value increase is that neighborhood next door that I was talking about. I'm in between it and the city center. But you have to have about $1 million to buy into that neighborhood. And I don't have $1 million. I'm doing okay, for a working stiff that's never been to college. But I don't have $1 million. Even if I liquidated everything I own, I would not have $1 million. All right, so his brotherhood is dead. We're not really going to have a made team. We'll just grab his 5 strongest. We'll actually pull her, put Riot Guard in the tank, which I think is exactly what we did yesterday. And we'll see if we can do some more damage. I don't know if they'll finish the node. We can hope. There we go. Pyro. Good, good, good. Ugh. Come on, guys. You can do this. You can do this. You probably can't do this. Get a res. Nah, come on. Wolvie never reses for me. He never reses for me. So we got one more crack at it. If these Lobie characters that he's got can pull this off, that'll be very handy because we won't have to waste an energy with back to get this down. They're probably just going to die horribly. Yeah, I did not own a house in my 20s, right? I'm 45, and I didn't become a homeowner. I think right around 35, I think is when I bought my first house. Seems about right. It might actually have been closer to 32, I guess, but yeah, right in that area, a little past 30. And to bear in mind, man, I had a good job all through my 20s, right? I was 20 and I pissed it all away, you know? I came out of my first marriage. I got divorced at 28 and I came out of that with practically nothing, you know? And so, yeah, I just was on a rebuilding project through my late 20s. And then by my early 30s, I was able to buy a house. That house ended up costing me a lot of money, actually, because I had to, you know, Ford picked me up, moved me out of state, and I had to go here, where I'm at now. And I put that house on the market, and it sat there for 2 years, and I didn't get a single offer that wasn't insulting. And it was looking very unlikely that I wasn't even trying to make any money out of it. I was just trying to sell it for what I bought it for, and I couldn't do it. For 2 years, it sat there, and I lived in a freaking hotel here. I had a fucking beautiful computer set up in a fucking hotel room that I'm living in, like a pay by the week place, and I got a 3,000 square foot house, you know, 1,000 miles away, that I don't even see for you know, long periods of time. And what I eventually ended up doing was renting it. Just I was running out of money, and so I rented the house to somebody, to a family. And I really thought I had a good tenant, man. I had a property manager taking care of things there. My tenants were you know, a nice family of 4 that worked for the railroad nearby. It was a pretty solid job, solid company. I thought, well, these will be good tenants. These will be good tenants. They fucking wrecked my home as bad as college students. They fucking wrecked the place. But anyway, the reason I ran out of money is because I had a massive amount of property damage, because they were showing my house, the realtors, right? So they're walking people through the house, you know, and somebody thought there was a switch for the furnace right next to the furnace, right? And somebody thought it was a fucking light switch and just turned it off in the middle of a Missouri winter. So I get a call on New Year's Day from my realtor that says, hey, you got a busted water pipe, yeah, and we got a ton of damage in your house and it's freezing in here. And so I ended up getting stuck with that. Yes, yeah, I could seriously blow a lot of money partying when I was young, no doubt about it, which has led to the lustrous dad bod that I possess today. So anyway, okay, that's done on raids. Let's see now. Let's see if we can buy one more arena battle on Baxos. So yeah, I had all this water damage. All told, it was about $15,000 worth of damage that needed to be repaired. And my insurance company hemmed and hawed and investigated and asked me questions, and they took 2 months dicking around and then said, okay, well, we're not going to cover this because you didn't live in the house. And I didn't know that was a thing. I was like, I had to learn a really hard lesson here. And I was like, what do you mean? they said, well, you know, vacant homes, that's not the same as a regular homeowner policy. You needed to change your insurance policy before you left the home. And so they didn't cover me, right? And this is what this asshole insurance agent says to me. He's like, yeah, this is how people find out about insurance, is the hard way. And I'm like, what you mean is like, you didn't, I told you I was leaving town. I told you. Like, this guy's supposed to be my fucking agent. Like, your insurance agent is not your agent, okay? They're there to get your money for their company. And all he had to do was just not tell me that shit. And I, you know, went on secure in the stupid fucking knowledge that my house was covered, and it wasn't. And so, yeah, I ended up 15 grand out of pocket, which really put me back. So I had to get tenants. The tenants stayed 1 year and wrecked the house. For some reason, they took a damn box cutter and just cut huge sections of my carpet out. Who the fuck does that? What the hell was that? Okay, let's find a good team to fight. We're going to try this Doomhammer guy right here. Sometimes I can overwhelm a Asgard team with his BKT. Okay, my conversion on meters to feet is better than my conversion on kilograms to pounds. I'm going to be honest with you. I am a product of the American public school system. There was a moment there in the 80s where they tried to teach us the metric system for, I don't know, about 3 months. About 3 months. And then our parents got mad that we were learning it, largely because they were mad they were going to have to learn it. So they stopped putting it on signs and they stopped teaching it to us. We started the school year like, this is important, this is going to be the new system, this is how we're all going to live now, it's going to be a worldwide system. And it ended with, you know, fuck those foreigners. You don't need to know any of this. I mean, it was a drastic turnaround in less than a year of school as a child. I distinctly remember that. Oh, man. Why am I auto-playing this? I'm getting my ass kicked. Whatever. I haven't thought about that metric system shit in a while. So yeah, in this country, the people who are best with the metric system are the drug dealers. They know exactly what the fuck a gram is. There's everything on Baxos. Let's see what this orb is. Nah, it's just some of those lovely, lovely Wolverine shards that we get every day. Still, 2 years later. Have a good day at work, Mr. Sander. Okay, so Baxos is done, and now we can jump him and pick up the ball with Vac. So I'm going to swap over to that view. I'm going to get Vac in the mix. I'm going to get Vac back. Getting the Vac back black. Brotherhood, Mercenaries, and X-Men. So we'll grab our Brotherhood. I most likely will be streaming. On this stream, I'll be streaming for about the next hour and a half. And then I will be back at 9 p.m. Eastern. Which I'm not exactly sure what time that works out for to you, but right around 11 hours from now, I'll be back to streaming again. I could go X-Men, but we'll go Brotherhood, and then when Brotherhood goes down, we'll go X-Men at that point. Almost ran out of time. Almost ran out of time. All right, fantastic. Moving right along. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'll certainly be around. I will. There will be things to do. One day I will unload myself of Baxos and probably, you know, save myself a lot of time in the game. But not today. So I do spend a lot of time playing this game. And it's just, you know, it's just the sacrifice I make for the locos that I love so fucking much. And you know, I can't really complain about my lot. I mean, I look at Animagus, who hasn't been here near as long, who's got other duties that he attends to elsewhere, and still manages to give us such an incredible time investment. So it's the least I can do. And it is kind of fun to experiment and play with a free-to-play account. It helps me to learn about the game from all perspectives. See you there, sir. So I'm so excited because today is going to be the day that I get to boot up my new PC. New GPU. I mean, I started it up into BIOS the other day, but I haven't really like uploaded a Windows initialization to it, or how, I don't know the terms. I'm still learning, but I haven't put Windows on it yet, and I need to put the new GPU in it, get it all set up, obviously install BlueStacks and possibly OBS, because I don't necessarily know how quick I'm going to get the whole 2 PC setup going. And it's going to be a work in progress, but yeah, I'd love to get the new tower right over here on my right. It's pretty beautiful. It's got a, you know, glass side to the case. Kind of very minimalistic. It's very much like it's going to match the desk, right? This is going to be one of the nicest offices that I've ever possessed. Just this new desk and everything. This Alienware monitor that I'm playing on, the ultra wide. I put a serious investment into the office. I mean, something to the area of $4,500, and it looks great in here, man. I mean, especially with all the new lighting. I got some tripod stand, what do you call it, photography lighting and that kind of thing. If I'm going to put more money into the stream, then yeah, probably some of the next big priorities is like maybe a new green screen, possibly a better camera, like actually get like a GoPro or something like that. But I think more I need to focus on jazzing up the screen here, right? Like, you know, maybe a border around this here window, perhaps an overlay of some sort. You know, I gotta get set up where, you know, all the fancy little things happen, like something pops up when somebody subscribes, that kind of thing. You know, just the little bells and whistles. Okay, so that's gonna wrap us up on that lane. I'm not gonna put cores into this raid. We're on good pace to get where we need to be. So no more raids on back today, or this morning. And that will be all of his daily tasks, although just on that little page, right, of his objectives. We still got shit to do, most notably Dark Dimension 3. So we're going to get into that pretty immediately here, as soon as we grab all these orbs. Those two are, we We're saving those two. Yeah, I guess if I had to nail down specific times that I am streaming at this moment, it would be 8:30 a.m. and 9:30 p.m. Those are my two stream times at the moment, Eastern Standard. Okay, so done. Let's go do Dark Dimension, and then we're gonna get started on that Blitz rotation. So Dark Dimension 3. We're on our last global node. We're going to take Coulson in to begin with. And hope that we can get our, we're going to hope we can get Phoenix's big ultimate off. That's going to be the main thing. Oh God, I'm experiencing technical difficulties. Whatever shall I do? Maybe I should calm down. That's what I should do. It is what it is. Don't judge me. So, Dark Dimension 3. We have a full team of S.H.I.E.L.D. here ready to rock our goddamn world. There's no medic on the board, which would be our first target. As I mentioned every day, this is a team that's been working fairly well for me, but we have to be sure that we do not summon with Nick Fury because that negates the damage mitigation that Yo-Yo does. So I think we're going to start working on Nick to begin with, as pretty much their only showing healer at the moment. That's going to do some damage and put the defense down. This is going to really hurt him further. There we go. Hopefully she'll survive this. Ugh. Hopefully they will turn their attentions elsewhere. Let's see here. Let's go with Nick. Ouch. But we're still standing. We may get that ult off. It's still a possibility. Ooh, god damn, there went Yo-Yo. Okay, so we are gonna summon now. Just to eat. Oh. And we're gonna go down like hard. Hard down. Okay. We have a Piper down. And if you don't get that one, you're not a real Michael Myers fan. So, moving on. We're gonna heal up and do that one more damn time. I'm gonna trade out Sinister for Phil, and we're gonna hope that this time we can get that ultimate off on Phoenix. That's pretty much the goal every time in, right? I go in twice every day. And I hope to get off 2 Phoenix ults, or at least 1, you know, because that's what does most of the damage on these nodes. They're so brutal, man. They are so brutal. I mean, you can see them planning and coding this node, and they're like, this whole mode, I mean to say. And they're like, you know, we're going to make sure we don't have to, we're going to be able to kick our feet up after this. We're going to make sure these sons of bitches are not going to get through this quick. Now, of course, it didn't work out that way, and some of their super whales absolutely did get through it in one day. And good on them, but the rest of us, it's going to take half a fucking year. So this is why Nick's here. He's going to spread buffs around to everybody, and that's why we want him. So he's giving everybody evade, he's giving everybody defense up, he's giving everybody speed. That was a really great way to start it. So hopefully we can get their Nick dead and their Coulson dead and not have some more of them drop on our head. They killed that Phoenix pretty quick. That killed the Nick. And his Fury's gone now. Maybe this will kill Coulson. Probably not. Yeah, there we go. She will hopefully live. I'm going to try to clear these taunts and get back around to Coulson. We are going to get our ult off. That's good. This is a win. This is going to kill a couple of them for sure. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, so this is a good outcome. This is a good outcome. I'm going to summon there and try to just muddy the waters, give them some crap to shoot at. And I'm going to, yeah, let's clone a trooper. Yeah, let's just jack him. You know what? Never mind you. Let's go to assault. All right, back to you now. And with the double shot, maybe? No, but this one will get him, right? There we go. There we go. Hello and welcome. If you just joined us, my name is Vac. We're playing Marvel Strike Force. If you came here expecting to see a Rick and Morty game, my apologies. We're playing Marvel Strike Force, and we're a Rick and Morty themed guild. Just because, you know, going with a Marvel name was maybe a little too on the nose. That's what my brother and I decided. And we're both big fans of the show. So, Mortytown Locos was born. And then Red Talk came to see us, and he stayed here for a weekend, I think. And he watched me playing on BlueStacks, and he was like, that's a really cool game. And then the next thing you know, him and all his people were playing, and Mortytown Locos was off and running. Because it really, for a long time, was basically just me and Baxos and some randos that just sort of, you know, half of them didn't even play, and, you know. So then we got off and running, and now here we are, we're at goal 2, and we're still building. You know, there's still some work to be done. We have some great people that need to build up, and we have some people that I see flashes of brilliance out of, but I'm not sure if they're consistent enough. So they're, you know, and then we got some people that are just not even fucking donating every day, and you know, we got some people that are going to be cut. So it's a work in progress. It's going to be a constantly shifting set of manpower, Morty power, so to speak. All right. I just sleptwalked through that whole second attack. I really should have paid more attention to that. But I'm cool with it. We're done for the day. Except for this blitz. I'm going to do a few of these attacks with Baxos as well, because he does not have the foundation I have. He has nothing on her, so he's going to want to try to get her open. Alright, so he's on 5. I'm going to start right around his power armor and work up from there. And I am tier 7.5-ish, right? And I never even did pick up these last night. I was so tired. I was so tired when I got to the end of this rotation yesterday. It was a long day at work. I am hopefully going to have a little less on my plate at work today. All right, so we're going to start up another rotation, which I will begin, let's see here, 7.5. Let's start it right around, Black Order. Be an 8-team rotation. Now, I'm betting even defenders will do fine here. Let's look at the options. It's a good punch up for defenders. Yeah, I don't know about that. Okay. We'll see if our brawler team can handle this punch up, and if not, we'll back out. You know, we'll just retreat. It's worth a shot. We'll know pretty quickly into it, more than likely. So, how do we want to begin this one? It's almost tempting to just go straight to Captain America because he's their energy battery. But I really need to try to get some of the squishies that are going to do high damage out. So, we'll do the burst fire right off turn 1 on Gamora. And just not even have to worry about her going off. I would rather take Spidey, but Wolverine is probably going to be easier to kill. Spidey tends to dodge a lot. We'll throw all of these debuffs on him. That gets him close. We're going to have a pissed off Hulk here pretty soon. Yep. And that took care of our Gamora as well. So it's back to an even fight. We got a taunt up and we got a heal behind that. So let's see if we can get lucky. Damn it. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Spidey, man. He's not what he should be, but he can be. And that's his only thing. It's like he's hard to hit sometimes. Like that's his thing. He's annoying. That's what his role is in the game. Okay, we'll try to strip that. Yep, there we go. One more time. There we go. No Hulk. That's a bad Hulk. So we're just going to try to get Hulk out of here since he's essentially the DPS now. I am looking forward to when I can give my 7 Red Star Hulk some love. And I'm looking forward even more to a day when there'll be a team that he can fit in on and do some good with. It doesn't really seem to exist at the moment. Good looking matchup. It's always good to get some more footage of this Black Order squad on film. They seem to be coming up. They are on the way up. Okay. Deadpool without a domino doesn't scare me. Let's just hit right in the middle of this formation. We're going to make sure that we get this debuff onto Quake, because her damage is what I fear the most. So there's absolutely nothing to flip here. So we're going to go back to that basic, which is pretty nice, does good damage and hits 3 people, and just chew out the middle of their team. And all the squishies are dead before Luke even gets to do a damn thing. So I'm gonna let them auto play out. I'm over here running back those 2. Good job, children of Thanos. And Thanos and your kids. The Thanoses. Does Thanos have a last name? I don't know. I guess if your whole planet's dead, that's one of those things you just give up. Who gives a shit, right? Yeah. We'll just make sure we get Minerva out of there quick. We're good on time. We definitely have time to finish up this rotation. So So we're going to try to make them do our work for us. And wasn't that much work. But Hella can do some work. Hella can always do some work. That is pretty much ball game as far as I'm concerned. We'll see what damage we can do with Heimdall, and Heimdall can usually do some damage for me. I got 7 red stars on him. You know, if you'd have offered me a 7 red on Asgard, well, you know, Heimdall wouldn't have been my first choice, but he has not been bad. I can't say that it's something I regret. It's better than not having a 7 red star on this team. So we're going to auto play him out. Yeah, that's good. Moving on to my aim, one of my favorite teams. Pretty sure they will take a defenders apart. So let me get that debuff. Thank you very much. Here we go. I mean, the ultimate would probably finish him off here. But we got plenty of damage coming right behind it. He's going to get a small heal. I'm going to go ahead and try to put a slow on all 3 of these guys. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. He killed... I might have made the wrong decision there. So now we have no Scientist Supreme. And that's always alarming on this team. Which basically means there's a clock ticking, right? Now we got to finish this, and we got to finish this fast. Now, of course, Assaulter, fast is his thing. But he's used to having a little bit of support behind him, and that support is dead as hell right now. So like I said, yeah, these guys, they may now, because of Luke and his self-heal, have the sustain to pull this out for themselves. Because all of the counterattacks are not helping. At all. They're not helping at all. So we've got to turn for the worse here. What we're going to have to do... I'm going to have to get one more try at this. Nah! Oh, god dang it. I don't think I'm in time. Maybe it'll let me save it, but I think I just lost my progress. No, I'm good. I'm good. It was just 1 pip anyway. Shit. I'm not paying attention. Not the end of the world. We're moving on to Fantastic Four. Yeah, I think I like that Sin 6 better than any of them. So generally I go for Vulture first. He has the best burst DPS right off the bat, followed by Shocker. But for the long run of the game, the guy that will really kill you is Green Goblin. Oh, they focused Johnny. Johnny. Well, this is going to take a basic, so I'm not wasting anything. Alrighty then, we're going to, especially a shocker with a defense up is not something I want to, or an offense up is not something I want to F with. So we're going to get him out of here. Now, with a lot of team configurations, you would consider maybe a Mysterio because his heal block is pretty, pretty damaging to some teams, but not this team as much because they're mostly counting on mitigation over healing. So I need to be focusing on Green Goblin, even though Rhino is a pretty high deeps tank. And there goes our chances for any future barriers. Man, this is going bad too. Even though Rhino is a pretty high DPS tank, Green Goblin is the one that's really going to get you here. And I don't want to see his ultimate. I don't want to see those fireballs on my head. So now I'm going back to Rhino and saving Mysterio. Because he's just tickling. Rhino can come around here and do some damage. And we need to keep Ben up for sure if we're going to win this. Ah, that hurt. But the heal block part of it doesn't affect us so much. Haha! Loving it, loving it. See my dinosaur, guys. Alright. Looks like kind of a goofy animation at ×3 speed. I'm not going to lie. Well, we love the damage. Moving on to Inhumans. That's our best bet. Quarter to 11, doing decent on time. If I'm lucky, my new GPU is sitting on the porch out there. And I can fire that thing up before work. But I'm pretty sure it's not gonna happen. It's pretty early to get a delivery. Sometime in the afternoon seems most common. So Inhumans, all right, not something you got to really worry about too much. Just hit play and watch them gain points for you. Just not even close. Not even close, man. I absolutely could put some T4s into this team, but I got tons of T4s, of course, in Black Bolt and Yo-Yo, but I could put more T4s into this team. These other characters are certainly worthy. It's just that this team is so damn OP right now that I'm just not feeling any pressure to do so. So let's go play with this Ironheart. Yeah, that looks like a pushover team. Okay, so go through the regular rhythm, which still has to be nothing changed in the regard that this has to be a hand-played team, right? Don't put this team on defense. They are not as effective as they are. I mean, like not even close to as effective as they are on offense, especially hand-played. They're not really that effective on offense either if you auto-play them. I mean, they'll get it done if it's a big punch down, but The CPU does not restrain itself and withhold abilities. It plays the best thing it has at all times, which is a mistake for this team because you want to hold it all for this burst. Just one after the other. Massive strikes that hit the entire enemy team, which was sort of the strategy for the initial meta team in the game, where you would hit people with multiple AEs, Quake's AE, so on and so forth. Usually finished up with Crossbones as AE. It was Quake, Yondu, Crossbones, and yeah, I mean, it was just what you had to have if you wanted to be first in Arena back then. I fell off the meta after that. Made the mistake a lot of new players do, you know, over focused on a team. Now I have 100k Crossbones that just doesn't do shit for me. You know, lessons were learned. Loading. There we go. So when you bitch about it, that's when it pops up. So we're gonna stealth. Start charging up Storm. We're gonna swap over to, say, Crossbones for this. We're gonna do some damage to Crossbones, but we're gonna taunt the people we want to be hitting. It just unfortunately didn't stick for long. So now I'm hitting Captain America, but that's not terrible. He's a energy battery, and we do want him gone. But since Crossbones is taunting now, I'm gonna, you know what? His shit doesn't even hurt that bad anymore. I was just talking about this. We're gonna go back to Cap since we have to anyway. And now that we have the option, we're going straight to Medic. One more charge on Storm. Slow down the big shot. Look at that. Look at that. Good show, Mr. Summers. And finally, to round this out, see Night Nurse, fight Night Nurse. Alright, I'm going to start giving everybody buffs. Nice. It's all over but the crying now. All right, fantastic. So that wraps up this blitz rotation. I will be trying to do this at 2-hour intervals all day today, with some in between. And we do have some recharges to or refreshes to spend. So we're gonna go ahead and do, since we have some time, I'm gonna get a fresh drink, and then we're gonna do another rotation on camera. All right. And we're going to stand up for it too. So, I'm about to elevate you. Fair warning if you get motion sick. And I'll be right back. And we're back, YouTube. How are you? How are you? We're back. Okay, so it's going to take a slight readjustment on the monitor. There we go. There we go. That's relatively centered. It's not like I'm going to stay here. I'm going to dance around on you. I'm going to move. We're all over the place. Okay, so let me double check and make sure we are pointed at the correct character. We are. All right, what do we got? What all we got in supplies here? I feel like this is lying to me. Didn't we just pick all this up? Yeah, this is lying to me. It's showing us 6, but it's really just 3. All right. For some reason, it says 6 here on the main page. So let's go back to the blitzes, shall we? I don't have any recharges in the back, so he's pretty well done. But we're at 8-3, so we're going to peel back to the teams that I feel comfortable doing 8-3 with. Which pretty much is just going to be, we're going to start with Black Order. See Night Nurse, fight Night Nurse. Yeesh. Okay. So as usual with Black Order, we get to open things. And we're just gonna shoot right up the middle here. Let's see here. We're gonna make sure we get Spider-Man with that offense down. There's nothing to flip, so we're going right back to this basic again. And I'm really liking that opening combo now. I'm really liking that. And then now we get some defense up and counterattacks and etc. This team's way better. And now somebody about to die. So we're going to go where he'll hit the most people. Now we can taunt. They'll do the same, it looks like, except I guess, did he have it? I didn't notice if he had a disrupted. Alright, so now there's really not a lot to flip, but they're nearly dead, so let's flip. Corvus can finish off Danny, and then that's the end of the story. Yeah, this team is on the rise. We're going to check Arena when we finish this rotation and see if I'm still at number 1. At this point, I'm toting, I'm kind of running what I thought I would be running as soon as Black Order release, which is a full Black Order team on offense and defense. Because that's basically when you say that something's going to be the Apex Arena team. That's sort of what that invokes, does it not? That's what you're thinking when someone says that. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm glad that it may not be quite there yet, but I'm glad that it is approaching that level. It has undeniably gotten better on offense, and it was already pretty good there. The question now is can it hold up on D still? And I've been having more trouble with them, which is why I've been the guy who has the best one besides mine in my arena shard runs it exclusively. And I started especially after that Thanos pick or that Thanos fix, I really started having more trouble with him. I mean, because he's got so much speed coming out of the gate. We're gonna try to spread this around and get rid of Thor. So yeah, I've gone back to being excited about that Black Order team, which it was pretty good all along. But I feel like they're doing some retroactive stuff to make good on that Apex promise. And so since I did invest a few hundred bones into the team, I'm glad that they're going to be true to their word. It was actually not my intention to spend much, if any, on them at first. But then I pulled that 7 Red Star Corvus, and I was just like, okay, here we go. This is going to be the team. This is going to be the team. Nice big hard shot from Heimdall. Idris Elba out there kicking ass. And then we're just going to have to nitpick Thor down. And that's it. So it's just repetition is the name of the game in Blitz, right? I'm earning roughly, once you get capped at 8-3, you're earning roughly 100K of points a shot. So, 10 fights for 1,000,000 points. And then you push in there and you score as high as you can. So every couple hours, I'm going to come back here today. I'm going to be on my phone all day at fucking work doing this. I'm going to be running Legionella tests on water systems and doing that chemistry experiment at the same time on my phone over here. So let's hope nobody gets sick. I don't think anybody will. I'm pretty good at my job, but still. If I did screw up, the first person to get sick would be me. So it's not going to happen though. All right, so 8-3 is tough for aim, and we might have to back out, which will put us down 25 refresh points or whatever. But I think we'll be all right. I do believe that we will be okay. Basically, you got 4 out of 5 odds with this team. If they come out and knock your Scientist Supreme out early, you're in trouble. But if they hit any of the others, you're fine. So this is a pretty tank-heavy team, which means they're going to be taunting all the hell around. I'm not as worried about Thor. He's way better with his buddies on the Asgardians. So we're going to go right at Iron Man, because he does get a little more respectable with those Captain America synergies. But also he's right in the middle, and we can spread some slows around and other things. See, now that becomes pretty decent, but that just kind of tickled, really. So I'm pretty sure we're going to beat this team, because Iron Man is some of their better damage. Thor, well, maybe I lied about that. Maybe I should give a little more respect to Thor, even off of his main team. Let's see here. We can't do much about that taunt. We can go ahead and heal and top off. Absolutely. I'm actually going to swap over here and hit Juggernaut instead. Alright, we're going to start laying into him. Alright, we'll flip that speed up on the tank and give people some regens, which they'll need after that. We're going to reapply the taunt. We're going to have to we're going to be forced to boost Hulk here. Let's just pray Scientist Supreme can pull through. We need her. We're going to lose her, but we need her. So, okay, let's see if we can pull it out now. There's still a chance. There's still a chance. So we got Iron Man gone. If we can killing Captain America will help because he's going to be throwing energy around. But really, we want to kill Thor because he's going to be doing all the deeps on this team now. You know, no offense, Doug. You actually got pretty good deeps. Let's swap over to Thor here. He's got a defense down, and we can probably take him pretty quick. Yep, good deal, good deal. So we're still probably going to win this. We're still probably going to win this. Even sans Scientist Supreme. Let's slow him down. We're just going to make sure he just doesn't get another turn. And some of that Graviton action. I don't recall ever reading a comic with Graviton. He's on my radar because he was the longtime frenemy of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. team. We might be able to beat these randos with F4. Let's try it. So this will be the last rotation, looking at the clock. We definitely need to wrap it up. I do have some housework to do. And some cleaning up and getting ready to do before work. So we're going to make sure that Black Panther isn't going to go off on our ass. And then since Elektra is just sort of hanging out here visible, which is unusual for her, we're going to use Grimm's best ability as special. And man, he didn't quite finish her off, but buddy, he got her good. So we'll hit her with Johnny's basic and take her off the board. Make sure we don't have to hear nothing from her anymore. We'll hit this nice little grouping over here. Of course, Spider-Man's going to dodge, obviously, so that was the point. And then, yeah, let's see about taking Logan out. Probably could finish that with a basic. There we go. Let's draw some pretty pictures with fire. And now it's just a matter of wearing down Luke Cage before all those regens go off. And squash a bug in the meanwhile. Okay, solid win. There's another 100,000 to go on our total. Moving to Inhumans. Really any of these will work. But let's do the Sinister Six. That's not a matchup you see every day. Inhumans versus Sinister Six. Just loading up. Just loading up. Okay, so. We'll start off on Vulture. Mostly that just clears all the blocks that they have set up. We're going to hit Shocker to chain from that end to the middle and spread those slows around. That's going to hit most of their deeps. All right. And then we'll hit the other side of the formation with Quake's basic and try to slow them. We didn't get Green Goblin, which is regrettable, but that's fine. We're going to actually let's hit Green Goblin. He might even take this guy one shot. No, but Matt made it a respectable even shot. So now the next AE that comes along, Black Bolt's going to get free attacks on a lot of these guys. We will do a little damage and take that off. Make sure that he can't retaunt. And now comes the pain train. Here comes Crystal. Black Bolt to follow. Here comes Quake. Black Bolt to follow. Here comes Black Bolt. Black Bolt to follow. So many free attacks, man. So many free attacks. Here's one place that I got lucky is that I was raising the hell out of Yo-Yo before I realized just how good she was. I was already raising her anyway just because I loved the show. She was pretty badass. She is pretty badass in the show. Don't spoil me on that last season. It's airing right now, but I haven't seen any of it. So let's see how Ironheart does here. But power armors are always done pretty well against defenders. And they're only better now, so I expect that to hold. All right. So going through the rotation, yada yada, ability block, yada yada, throw a little deeps, yada yada, speed bars, oh yeah, and then restrain on using the AE here, and we're going to start on Punisher. So that ate up our barriers and then some. But now comes the big whammy. Starting with her applying some defense downs. Then here comes War Machine making all the war with the machine. And then of course Falcon doing his strafing run. And then a ton of missiles with Iron Man. And then we mop up if anybody's left alive. So it's pretty much a steady rhythm on that team, no matter who the hell I put in front of them, really, or how strong, because that was a good punch-up. We're an 8-3, right? This is a team that didn't used to do well in 8-3 against everybody. It would do okay against some, right? What am I doing? Next team is going to be X-Men, and then S.H.I.E.L.D., and then we're going to have to wrap the broadcast. But I'm down to just a few live audience members at this point, so sorry to those of you. And so just a heads up, for those of you who found me later in time from the future, that this video that you've got playing in the background is going to be over soon. What's the best bet here? Let's take the randos, I guess. Although X-Men could surely clear any of them, you might as well take the one that gives you the best odds. You never know when RNG is gonna jump up and bite you in this game. Jump up and bite you. Make sure my phone is good and charged. I'm gonna need that tonight at work. Okay. Alright, Minerva. It's gonna be Minerva, then Doc, then the rest. We'll go ahead and we're going to go through the regular rotation. We're going to stealth her. We're going to charge up. We're going to swap back to a tank to use Scott's special. That worked out pretty well that time. Please clear that taunt. And it did. Good. Good, good, good. Alright, so back on Minerva, which is where we need to be. She's gonna bring Yondu back anyway. Here's where we really start taking them apart when the AEs start dropping. Because she just used her res. She's not going to be able to keep up with all that. Resing Yondu is of arguable help anyway. They both got death proof, so I figured just shoot that ability at whichever one has the most hit points. There we go. We'll get Groot off the board. If he doesn't, of course he reses. But he's the one passing out defenses and death proofs, so I'd like him to go away. Even though Juggernaut, does more damage. Used that way too late in the match. But finished it off, so we'll take it there. We'll take it there. We'll be glad to have it. Another 100k points, right? It looks like we're going to wrap this thing up a little over 3 mil. That's cool. That's cool. Like I said, I got about 1.5 stars to go on Ironheart. And if this blitz even gets me close to 6 stars, I'll be pretty happy. Yeah, it looks like this is the one. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and apply buffs. That is, if we don't kill Punisher in time, that's going to help us survive it better than a couple summons. That was a timely top off on the healing. Now we can go ahead and summon, and they won't know what hit them. All right. So I mean, for a good meta team, even 8-3 isn't that hard, right? Especially if you're selective in who you pick. So at 100k pop, if I really wanted to, I could go pretty hard on this and basically just sit here with a diaper on, maybe, and just constantly blitz. I got quite a number. I still got 50,000 of blitz charges left, but I got to go out there in the real world and be a person. So we're gonna stop it at 3 million. We're gonna call it that for the morning. I will be back for an evening play session somewhere in the area of 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So until then, thank you very much for riding along, everyone who's been here live today. Thank you for your interest, those of you who have dug this up later on in time. And just thank you to YouTube overall for giving us a platform to play some games, chat about some cool things, and just to try to enjoy life, given the hectic day-to-day going on out there. So until I see you again, which will hopefully be tonight, be cool. Be cool and be excellent to each other. Platitude, platitude, platitude. Just try not to be a dick. I'm back and I'm out of here. Peace.